Hey there, it's John from ProCraps. Welcome to our new dice control series. Now, I've done one in the past where we really explored sort of the whys, the wherefores, some of the mechanics. We've talked to people who practice the art, talked to folks who really don't think it's possible, and looked at even university studies. And I think, to my satisfaction anyway, the debate isn't settled yet. There's not enough data on either side to prove or disprove that any level of control or influence is possible. So what I want to do is, like I do, I want to see for myself. I'm going to do this massive 20,000 roll sort of transparent live rolling challenge with you and maybe settle it, at least to my satisfaction, once and for all. Can I impart any control over the dice? So what I want to do here is walk you through sort of the what I'm looking to do, how I'm going to do it. And I think hopefully we can get to the end result here and see if any of this is possible. And if so, what can we do with it? Let's start at the end. I want to take a look at the results I want to learn from this experiment. So the whole point of influencing the dice or imparting some control or a controlled shot is to be able to make more money, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if you can throw and you can bet on the way you're throwing, you're going to make more money. So here's some of the questions I want to get answered, right? I want to know, can I throw more come out sevens than I should, right? You should get about 1 in 6 come out throws ought to be a 7. Can I get it to 4, 1 out of 4? Be kind of cool to bet heavier on that if you knew you could possibly pull it off, or at least have a better chance at it, right? Can I get more inside box number hits during the roll? In other words, after a point's been established, can I increase my chances of getting those box numbers? And in fact, can I guarantee myself 1? Can I guarantee myself 3? Those are huge betting decisions that I can make if I can at least guarantee myself a YOLO shot, a one after the point, and a few following that to make some extra profit. It'd be awful nice to know if I could hit points quicker and more often. If I'm hitting repeater bets more often. I'd love to know if I can reliably say, well, if I'm getting the 8, I can change my set and get more 8s. I would like to know if that's a possible thing that I could look at. Should I be on or off the ATS based on how I'm throwing? And if I'm close to the ATS, can I turn my dice and get into a different pocket that gives me a chance at it? These are the things that I think if you're going to practice controlled shooting, you want to know. Otherwise, what's the point? Why the hell would you practice if you can't make any kind of a decision like what you're seeing here? That's what I want to get to. So part of our effort here is going to be to determine, is it possible to do it? And if so, which of these decisions can we make to make our life at the craps table even more profitable? So let's take a look here at how we're going to track our rolls and make those decisions. So in theory, this is pretty easy to track, right? We're just going to throw a ton of dice and see what happens. Now, the numbers that I've chosen here and the way that I'm going to do this, I think, is where this is going to come to fruition for us. So I've got one of our subscribers is actually a college math professor. He's a mathematician who really understands this stuff. I'm just going to be the thrower and the logger, and we're going to let him help us determine if we've created any kind of variance at all, and if we've shifted ourselves from a negative to a positive EV potentially. So the idea is this: we want to get out of the short-term variance, out of the short-term aberrations, and get more long-term. 10,000 rolls as a baseline should get us closer to what you would call the law of big numbers, where we should see those things kind of even out, and the actual spread that we're going to see should be pretty much true. I'm going to do 10,000 throws with the same set, the same throw type, from the same spot on the same table in the same conditions. We want to make sure that there's no variance in terms of environmental factors or what I'm doing. It's just going to be repetitive action, a lot of muscle memory. And let's see if we can create some variance off of the expectation. Now, I'm not looking so much at, in this first 10,000, at the results. I don't really care what the bell curve looks like in terms of, the right number of 7s or 10s or whatever. What we're looking to see is faces. Can we produce more of a certain number on a certain die? Can I make the left die, or in my case, the bottom die, show me a 1 or a 6 more often than it should based on my initial set? And the same for the other die. Can I make either of those die outperform a specific number on the die? That would tell me that I'm controlling it to the extent that I'm trying to, right? And if you can do that, then we look at the next 10,000 rolls and say, well, given 10,000 rolls, and I can create some aberrations or some variance in what we're seeing in the faces, then we can say, well, now you know that you can turn the die this way or this way, and you're going to start seeing, instead of 6s and 1s, you're going to see 2s and 4s, or 3s and 5s or whatever it's going to be. So we can make determinations of our set that we choose based on the fact that we know left die or right die has a propensity to roll over only once or whatever it's going to be. So we need 10,000 rolls to figure that out, and then 10,000 rolls to prove if it's possible to use that information to make different betting decisions. 20,000 rolls, it's going to be a bear, and I'm going to do it live. So we'll talk about this in a minute, how it's going to play out for you as a viewer and how you're going to see it and how we're going to be transparent about this. But this is the goal. We're going to basically take 20,000 rolls tracked in groups of 10,000, 1 to gather data, 2 to apply the data. That's going to be the system that we employ. And again, it's not just me. I've got the help of at least one, maybe even a second mathematician to kind of watch as I do this and sort of vet that we're doing this in the most sane or predictable or consistent way possible, because I want a good answer at the end of it. Wow, 20,000 rolls is going to be a ton. And I'm sure you're wondering, like, how are you going to get involved and see it all and kind of hold me to account? This is what is important to me. I want to be as transparent as possible. So every one of those 20,000 rolls will be done live. I'm going to just turn my camera on and we're going to go live. I'm going to talk through it and do my thing. I'll have the chat going so I can see you out there in chat. I probably won't interact as much as I normally do because I want to stay focused on what I'm doing. But I want you to be involved and a part of it and see every single roll. Now, normally, live video, they stay up on the channel. What I'm going to do here is after the live video is done, I'm going to turn the video to what they call unlisted. So it won't show up on the ProCraps main channel, but I will leave it in a playlist. So if you want to come back and watch the playlist, that will have every of the hundreds of live shows it's going to take to get this done. You can watch any one of my sessions and see that every single roll that we've logged for data collection and for analysis has been thrown live and logged in real time. So that's an important thing to me. But again, we can't have them all out there on the channel. YouTube will stunt the channel growth and stop helping us grow as a learning channel. So that's an important piece to me too. So we're going to put them in a playlist. Again, if you're a subscriber and you hit the notification bell, you'll always be apprised of when I'm going live. It might be a last minute decision when I do it. So just be aware of that. But again, it's going to be fully transparent. It's really important to me that you see every single roll and that there's no cries of foul play or funny business. There's none of that. This is going to be vetted by a lot of people. And I want to make sure that at the end of it, we've got some data, hopefully actionable data that we can say, yep, we can totally do this and we're going to make different decisions on betting with it because we're getting some control, or nope, it's all random anyway. No matter what you did, you ended up as random, and that's a fine result too. I don't care what the outcome is. I just want a outcome that I think, rely on. And I think you want the same thing. So help me out. Join me on these lives. Again, as with everything else, right? Join us on Discord, casinogaming.tv. You can interact with me live on Discord almost every day. You can email me at john@procraps.net. And of course, comments on the videos. I'm always reading those things and working with you. Again, I want your feedback. I want your ideas, your comments, and just kind of the way you think it's going is going to help me to kind of frame how we do this. I want to make sure at the end of it, we have some answers, not just fluff that we can't really rely on. So that's the idea here. So with that said, guys, I'm out for now. Look for me in the late night lives for these throwing sessions. And yeah, I'll see you guys again live on that, of course. But at the end, we'll recap here 20,000 rolls later. I'm John. This is ProCraps. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one.